Hey, good morning. It's Dr. James. I do hope and pray this message finds you and your loved ones peaceful, thriving, and well. And I'm so conscious about this relationship this morning that I have with you. And I want to invite you into an experience, possibly something that you're feeling right now. I know in my heart you have experienced this sometime in your life. A time in your life when you're examining yourself. You're examining the relationship you have with parts of yourself, the version of yourself that you were living at that time. And spiritually, you just looked at that one day and you said objectively, this no longer serves me. It went from being you no longer serve me to this. You kind of pulled it out of yourself and said, this no longer serves me. Have you ever had that experience? Have you ever been in a place, or maybe you are right now, where you're going, I need to do some beautiful, beautiful exploration into my heart and look and see if there's any relationships I'm having with myself, parts of myself, versions of myself, histories of myself that I need to say goodbye to. Courageous compassion to look at them, to look at yourself and say, I'm ready to release you. Over 30 years ago, when I was at my first long meditation retreat, I was in the Himalayas, 17,000 feet up in a monastery. And after those 30 days, I came out. It was hard. Trust me, those 30 days were very, very hard. But when I came out, oh my gosh, I was full of bliss. Oh my goodness, I was so full of myself. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be a monk. I am staying here. I am going to shave my head. I'm going to don this robe. I'm going to absolutely participate in silence as much as possible. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to pray. And that is going to be my path in my life. I shared that with my meditation teacher. I shared it with the Lama, who was sort of teaching and guiding a whole bunch of us during that experience. And, as I shared this with him, and I was so effervescent, I was so full of this, the young spirituality. There's a lot of ego there. There's a lot of joy there. There's a lot of like, oh my gosh, this is how it is. I don't want to ever leave this. And he said to me, this right here is temporary. This feeling of bliss, this feeling of yourself that is like, oh my gosh, if this is spirituality, I want nothing but this. And then he said something to me that literally was the time in my life where I realized that version of myself that was addicted to highs. At one time in my life, it was alcohol, then it was drugs, then it was both, and then it was spirituality, my next addiction. And I became addicted to meditation. I became addicted to all the different practices that were going to give me bliss. And each and every one of them were wonderful, but each and every one of them were part of me denying the work that I really needed to do. The work that I really wanted to do, the harder work. I knew in my heart it was going to be easy to just bliss out in the Himalayas, maybe for the next 10, 20, 30, 50, 60 years of my life. Just be there and experience a level of peace. But it wasn't my path. My path was to come back home, to deal with a lot of things, that I didn't really want to look at. Versions of myself that I had to consciously, gracefully, compassionately, but deeply, deeply, courageously let go of those versions, those relationships of me that weren't working, that never had work. But it wasn't about just denying them, because that's not ending a relationship with consciousness. It was looking at them and saying, thank you for how you have served me. Thank you for how you have led me to where I am today. And thank you for allowing me to let you go now. This morning I woke up and I was looking at parts of my life and I was thinking, do you have any work to do in that area of ending relationships that no longer serve you, James? And yes, there are. There are relationships I have with about what it is I want to do next in my life, my willingness to give myself permission to fully go after them. And I've made some dedicated decisions over these last few minutes as I was getting ready to push the go button. And it was really all about how it is that Lama told me that your path in life is nothing less than being out there in the world and letting your life be a service. And that isn't an ego statement. It's like, how much love can you broadcast into all areas of the world? Not just the areas of the world that are safe. Because when I was meditating in the Himalayas, it was super safe. It was easy. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? I'm just going to be fed. I'm going to drink tea. I'm going to sit and meditate. I'll go for walks every now and then. I'll be looking at the beautiful Himalayas. And yeah, that'll be just perfect. Thank you. But this path that you and I have chosen to be here in this world, to demonstrate excellence in the form of compassion, to demonstrate courageous living in the form of love, to demonstrate a dedication to never understanding fully how much that we have to live until we fully surrender to all of it. The hard stuff, the good stuff, the loving stuff, the dark stuff, the light stuff, all of the stuff, and leaning into all of it. This is a beautiful time to be wildly awake. And this is a beautiful time to be fully alive. And this is the time that we've been practicing our whole life to come out for. To be the change that we wish to see in the world. I'm looking at you this morning with soft eyes as I look at myself and reflect back. We've got beautiful, courageous, loving work to do right now. It doesn't need to be hard. It needs to be heart. All heart. The Latin for heart, cur, courage, openness, living fullness with your heart out loud, is the time that we're living in right now. And I'm so grateful that this morning I woke up and I thought to myself, I'm ending this relationship, I'm saying goodbye to that relationship, and I'm opening up to the next evolution of this relationship, the relationship that is fully expressing what it is that we are here to do. I'm so grateful to be in this relationship with you, alongside of you. I'm watching you as you watch me, and together we will create a life, a world that is absolutely a reflection of what's in here being broadcast out there. With that, much love, all blessings. Have an awesome day. Bye for now.